Hey friends! In an attempt to exercise my creativity during this strange time, I have started a new video blog or vlog called What Are You? No, it's not really an existential question, but an open-ended beginning to all sorts of conversations that begin with, what are you? In my 10-minute weekly vlog, I will be checking in with friends and colleagues, having fun and candid conversations to see how they are adapting in this strange time. I hope you like it. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for episode 2 of What Are You? In this episode, I talked with William Poarch, who serves as the executive director of ACTS, a nonprofit here in Richmond that helps people who are experiencing some level of a financial crisis. I wondered how this pandemic was impacting the work that they are doing. And we talked about how as leaders we've had to quickly adapt our jobs. We talked housing crisis, and what Billy shares are his hunches about how this pandemic will impact his work for several months to come. We talked so much that our interview lasted for over 45 minutes, and I had a tough time condensing it down to just 10. It was so tough that this will actually be a 2-part series. And in the second part, Billy will share his own experience with COVID. I hope you enjoyed this. So thank you so much for taking some time and being a part of this new adventure that I'm doing. I really do appreciate your time. Billy, you are the executive director of ACTS, which is an organization that helps our neighbors in Richmond who might be experiencing a financial crisis, trying to keep them housed. So I'm curious, in light of this pandemic, what are you seeing or hearing from your clients?
So let me just say, on March the 23rd, we put an end to seeing clients in person. So we have adjusted our way of doing business. We didn't like that process because we really pride ourselves in being with our clients and being able to speak to them one-on-one in person to actually understand who they are and what their journey is. And we just feel like we can get a much more clearer understanding of that in person via on phone. But due to safety issues, obviously, for both my staff and for our clients, like I said, on March the 23rd, we put an end to that. And so we are now doing all of our intakes via phone. We acquire all of our information via email, text messages, pictures. Obviously, you know, most of our clients don't have access to a scanner, so you know, they can take pictures of documents on their phones and then email those pictures to us or text those pictures, so we can get, you know, the information that we need, such as their leases and those kinds of things.
So I've noticed in my own work, this crisis is forcing me as a leader transform my work really quickly. So I'm curious, like, what does your day-to-day look like? Are you working to respond?
But for pivoting towards the future, yes, Hannah and I both have sat down on numerous occasions, and we've had meetings trying to really figure out what we are going to do in September, what the fall and into next winter is going to look like for ACTS. And all I can say is that we're petrified of what we feel may be coming down the pike in later this year and the beginning of next year.
To specifically speak to that, what are your hunches of what you think is coming down the pipeline?
So, I mean, we really with the moratoriums on rent evictions, that has been going on with not only public housing, but also with just regular folks who have just regular landlords, because there haven't been any court cases and the courts aren't due to open up until May the 15th, I believe. So there haven't been any evictions brought to the courts since March either. So we are really, I mean, nobody knows. We are anticipating our referral rates to go from 130 a month to possibly over 500 a month.
Of the people that you are still talking with, then, what are you hearing? Like, is it that they've lost their job? Is it additional medical costs? Is it everything that you've already shared? What stories are you hearing?
Yeah, it's pretty much a combination of all of the above. They are, you know, we've got some folks who have actually told us over the phone that they're pretty sure that they're sick, but that they can't afford to go to a doctor. They can't afford extra medicine, so they're just staying home and resting and hoping that it goes away. Again, we are going to see in the future people we have never seen in the past. Right. We typically do not see people in the service and hospitality industry. And as we all know, if those places aren't closed down, they're only doing probably a quarter of their business. There was a statistic that came out that said 64% of Americans could not afford a $1,000 emergency bill. Now take that figure and combine it with an area that experiences 25% poverty, and I would guarantee you that that percentage is going to go up more than 64%. And look at your car repair bills.
Let's not.
I mean, so, you know, we have clients who have cars because they live in Richmond and they work in Chesterfield, or vice versa. And their car breaks down and it's $1,000 just to drive it into the shop. How can they pay that?
And it just is so frustrating too, because we know that the system is broken. So people who are in experiencing poverty or in chronic financial distress and maybe have had housing or apply for food stamps, you know, the system is set up to also be reprimanded if you do save so much money. If you have so much, you know, cash assets or assets on hand, you can only have one car.
Right.
So right. It's the system is set up to fail our people, and that is what is so heartbreaking. It is so heartbreaking.
And Hannah brought, when she came here 2 years ago, she brought an expression to this organization that I love, and it's people do the best they can with what they know. And unfortunately, the people who we see don't know a whole lot about things in life that they need to know. Now, the good news out of COVID is that foundations, I think, see the importance of organizations such as ACTS for the future. Mm-hmm. Because they certainly understand that our neighbors cannot lose their stable housing. What are we going to do if these hundreds, thousands of people are evicted and they're put out on the streets? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think that's the good news from COVID. We have seen foundations such as the Community Foundation set up a particular COVID-19 community fund. I will say that ACTS was pleased to be a recipient of $50,000 of that funding. And that will be used basically for public housing people who will be facing eviction in the coming months.
Mm-hmm. it sounds like then the best way people can support you is directly through financial donations.
Absolutely. And we take online donations at our website. It's www.actsrva.org, and there's a donate now button there. Or you can certainly still mail in a check to our physical address.
Well, we could clearly talk about this all day. So I do want to say thank you so much for your time, for your passion for acts, and for helping people in our incredible city of Richmond. I do believe that Richmond is an amazing community, and because of acts, you make it even better and stronger. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I just want to make a point, though. If it wasn't for my staff, this organization wouldn't be what it is. So, I have a great, strong staff who has supported me during the past month, stronger than ever. And they are very supportive of everyone we see, of all of our neighbors who come to us seeking assistance. And
thanks be to that.